Welcome back. I got some thoughts. Cue the intro.
Without going into too much detail, it was a straight-up concentration camp for waterbenders. It was a kids' show, so they couldn't use the words concentration camp, but that's what it was. Despite all the precautions the Fire Nation took to break both her spirit and her body, Hana still found a way to connect with her waterbending. Under the power of the full moon, she was able to amplify her powers. Even in her weakened state, she learned to control the blood inside rats' bodies to practice this new dark technique in bloodbending. By taking control of the fluids in one's body, she is able to control their movements. She started with the rats in her cage and soon became powerful enough to do it to the guards keeping her prisoner.
Hey guys, what's up? Now again, we're gonna continue with the series. Me telling you my thoughts here on a video. Well, I guess on the Avatar series. It's a theory that if you watch part 1, you'll know where we at in this video, especially behind me. If you didn't, link is in the description down below, as well as this full video from CBR. Alright? It's about the secondary styles of bending in Avatar. It took this video to spark the full flow of this theory. So, I mean, thanks for joining me here, and let's discuss. Alright? Now, as you just saw there, Hana. And if you watch the last one, you know, you're all caught up, right? Let's continue that thought. You see, this whole idea of blood bending, right? And her being cut off from her bending and finding a way through that to connect to her bending, blood bending, and that awakening, the whole thing. That's all well and good. But there's where my other part of the theory comes in. What if after the whole Aang being frozen thing and Hana having to be the next, was, you know, having the destiny to be the next Avatar, she went unnoticed by Rava, and, you know, who was frozen, but not by Vaatu. Well, you know, he can sense the darkness in mankind's heart and he draws power from it and all that, right? So what I'm saying is, what if he can also sense, you know, that she was supposed to be the next Avatar? And when he sensed that she went into that place, that dark place, he, you know, visited her dreams and stuff, influencing her mind. Follow me here. I know it sounds crazy, but follow me here. It wouldn't be hard for him to convince somebody who was in prison that, you know, now that you're discovering this connection, and you're thinking this well outside the box, and you have this new skill, you should use this to pay them back. I mean, it's kind of weird that her path just happened across with the Avatar, if you think about it. But that leads into the full scope of the theory. What if even Aang's trapped in ice, you know, saga, what if that was also a part of Vaatu's plan? What if Avatar Roku and his friend Sozin, what if that was part of his plan? Okay, that's what I'm going into today. So we're not going to dip further in this video just yet. Let's talk about that. Alright, follow me here, right? I know it's going to be sounding kind of out of the box crazy, but follow me here. What if Vaatu, when he got imprisoned, kept an eye on Rava way back when? He's looking on as she does her thing, trying to bring the world in balance, you know, keep mankind going along the right path, doing her thing as the Avatar with, you know, whoever chosen one she has chosen at that time. And then he's looking on at her when she chose Roku, and he sees, hey, This avatar is friends with royalty, fire royalty. Royalty is one thing, but I mean, just to have somebody who you consider beneath you, even though you're friends, and have a greater destiny than you know it's coming. And he knew that he would know that Rava is in there, and he would know that that time would come and all that. So he's just biding his time. And then it happens, and everybody bows to Roku, and Susan is in shock, and then he bows too. But I mean, there's still the seed right there, like, now your friend is more important than you are. And your royalty. So it wouldn't take much for him to, use that seed and dig into him and start convincing him. And I mean, he has access to all the darkness in the world in man's heart and all that stuff, right? He can sense all that. So what if he visited him in dreams and showed him the poverty and the weakness of all the other nations and what they're lacking and all that. And then he showed him the greed in the hearts of mankind and his own kingdom. I mean, if you think about it, it wouldn't be hard to push somebody from that point to, hey, maybe you should share your wealth. Maybe that could be your royal legacy. Maybe that could be the way you bring attention back to you. You can share the wealth of the Fire Nation with the world. But it's true, some people wouldn't want it or whatever. But then again, you have an army. You can conquer them. And if you rule, there's nobody to object to you sharing your wealth and culture with the world. And wouldn't that make the world a better place? Everybody under one umbrella. Not 4 separate nations, but one under you. And you know you're a good guy, so you'll only do good things. But he wouldn't be able to do that, while Rava's around. So he needs an opportunity when Rava's not there. But wait, the Avatar, according to his destiny, has to go learn the 4 elements all around the world from different masters. So he leaves his home in the Fire Nation to go all around the world to learn the elements for years. That gives Vaatu time to work Susan. That's why by the time his friend comes back home, Susan has already dug into that mindset. It's been festering for years. When he tells his friend, hey, I want to share the wealth of the Fire Nation or the world. And his friend, says, no, that's conquest. That is against what we stand for. I mean, obviously Rava wouldn't, stand for something like that. So her values leaking into Roku. They would stand for the same thing. And right there is where the splintering begins. If you think about this, it could go even further back. I mean, Susan's comet, right? If you think about that, a comet, it's dust and ice and, it doesn't really seem like the type of thing that would amplify a firebender's power. But what if Vaatu had a hand in that too? What if Vaatu, much like Rava does with the elements, imbued a bit of his energy in the comet and let it soak up the radiation from the sun? I know what you're saying. I mean, radiation from the sun, that's not the same as the elements, right? But didn't we establish that firebending is linked with the sun? I mean, the sun warriors, they serve the sun. So firebending, that's linked with the sun, obviously, alright? So it wouldn't be hard to think that, if you can manipulate fire because of the sun, a spirit as powerful as Vaatu can't, pull in some of that radiation. Just enough so that when the comet comes around, it'll boost the Fire Nation and give them that extra push that they need to conquer anybody who will stand in their way. Like maybe, I don't know, your sibling in a human amplifying his power. I mean, just me and my thoughts, but it seems to be a pretty viable option if you ask me. Pretty good solution. Anyway, this has been another episode of Me and My Thoughts. Like this video, please, hit that like button. Subscribe if you want to hear more, and hit that notification so that YouTube can let you know when the rest of this video series comes out. There's a lot more to this theory in my mind. I just don't want this video to be too long, you know. Feel free to watch this video here if you haven't seen it before. If you have and you want to see it again, you know, feel free. It's CBR, and the link is in the description down below, as well as the previous episode of this video. Alright? So thanks for joining me with my thoughts, and in the next one we're gonna discuss another part of this theory. Yep. Peace. I'm out. Hey guys, thanks again for watching. Like and subscribe, hit that notification bell, and of course for related videos check the description down below.